Welcome to episode 26 of the Unemployed Journeyman here in the Bundesliga with Borussia Dortmund. And in today's episode, we've got a Champions League round of 16 second leg tie against Juventus. We are 2-1 up from the first leg. Can we see the job through and qualify for the quarterfinals, where we will also get our semi-final opponents in the draw? Welcome to the video, folks, and happy Sunday. Still feels weird to be recording an episode on a Sunday. But anyway, let's get into it. The last time you was with me in Friday's episode was against Anderlecht and Bayern Munich. 2 wins in that game, 4-2 against Anderlecht, 2-0 against Bayern Munich. After that, we played Eintracht Frankfurt in the league at home. Eintracht Frankfurt are 6th in the league. Yeah, I didn't think they were doing too badly. A very good and comfortable 4-0 win as well. We got off the mark in the first second of the match from Juan Rios with a Brian Espinosa assist. Then we got a goal from Spahu from the penalty spot. Rios with his second of the game from another Espinosa assist in the 34th minute. And then Erez Levi from a Ryan Shirky assist in the 38th minute. Gave us a 4-0 lead at half time. The second half was pretty much a case of us shooting, us not scoring. As you can see from the stats, 24 shots at goal, 14 on target, an XG of 4.25. Technically, that's a slight underperformance on our XG. 15 corners, not a single goal from a corner either. And 89% pass completion and 52% possession, just about edging the possession. As you can see from our average rating, we were the better team. Obviously, Levi is starting at the moment because Aladdin Sahin is out for a couple of months with an injury. Then we played against Leipzig and we lost. So there'll be no talk of an invincible season for me this time round because, yeah, Leipzig, quite honestly, were the better team. The stats make it look like a draw would have been a fair result, and maybe it would have been. But Neves with both the goals, one of them being a penalty, and Freitas getting a goal for us. When Freitas scored for us in the 58th minute from a Ryan Shirky assist, I really did think there might have been a chance for us to get back into the game. But as you can see from Rios having a 6.2 performance, Bode having a 6.4 performance, we were just lacking in this game. And it was quite a concern, especially with our Champions League knockout stages on the horizon. When we play one of the big boys in the league, we want to be winning it, really. But we lost 2-1, boohoo, no invincible. We move on to Werder Bremen. And Werder Bremen we beat 3-0 as well, at home, at the Yellow Wall. They didn't even get a shot on target, much like the game against Eintracht Frankfurt. We're in a much better team, 70% possession, 89% pass completion. Freitas with the first and the third goal. The third goal being a penalty, the first one being a Carnevali assist, and then Espinosa with yet another assist for a Juan Rios goal. Espinosa is really turned out to be a magical signing for us. I'm actually starting to think we got him a little bit on the cheap, if I'm being honest. Borussia Mönchengladbach away was next up, a 2-0 win in this game. And again, when you look at statistics, much like the game against Leipzig, a draw may have been a fair result. We had better XG, but they had more shots on target. We did have more possession. Yeah, we probably did deserve to win it, but Fontas with the first goal, Bode with the second, Rios and Ziris getting the assist, Bode's goal coming from a corner. And we move on to the first leg against Juventus and a 2-1 win in this game as well. This was a really good performance from us as well. We did look good. I feared the worst when we went 1-0 down through Dusan Vlahovic in the 19th minute. And then we had a Juan Rios goal disallowed on 38 minutes. I really did start to think the worst. And as you see, from an attacking perspective, these 5 here really weren't doing the job for us. But Spahu got a penalty on 59 minutes and converted it. He rarely misses. I think he's missed 1 penalty all season. Yeah, he scored 6 penalties from 7 attempts. So he is pretty much Mr. Reliable from the penalty spot. And then Dijon Kamiri coming on as a substitute for, I think it was Raphael Bode that he came on for. With a Kalinski assist in the 86th minute, giving us that 2-1 win, a vital win away from home. As I've said many times before, when it comes to 2-legged games, the away leg is about staying in it. If you can win it, that's great, but try not to lose it. And if you do lose it, it can't be by more than 1 goal. but really it's a case of draw or win the away leg and then finish the job off at home. After that, we played Paderborn in the league at home, a 4-0 win in this game as well. And yeah, we were the better team, 62% possession, pass completion up to 90%. You know, I like to see pass completion in the 90s. An XG of 4.51. Again, we've probably underdone our XG. 26 shots at goal, 8 on target, 18 shots off target. It is frustrating when you're watching all these shots going wide or over and just not hitting the target. But Fontas with the first goal with a Sparhu assist, Shirky with an Espinosa assist, Fontas with a Rios assist, and then another Sparhu penalty. Lovely, lovely stuff. If we look at Brian Espinosa, by the way, and we look at his assist record, he's got 16 assists in 29 games. I mean, that is an incredible achievement in itself. Better than 1 assist every other game. If we have a look at him in the league, 13 assists from 19 appearances. His rating in the league is a 7.76. Like I say, we bought him for £80 million. That's the most it's going to cost us. And it really is starting to look like a bit of a bargain, really. Now, I do have transfer news to bring you. So if we go to the transfer centre, Ruggiero Colombo, he's a 19-year-old. When I looked at him, he was a wonder kid. I'm hoping he's still a wonder kid. He's basically a backup goalkeeper that's going to replace Alban Lafont. And he is a much, much bigger, yeah, there you go, wonder kid. He is such an upgrade on Alban Lafont. If we look at his ratings, he's 3-star current ability with 3.5 to 4.5 star potential. I would be really keen to give him chances in like the DFB Pokal and you know, the odd league game against lesser opposition, things like that, to try and get him improving as well. But 19-year-old German, already 8 caps. And the most important thing for me is when we look at his eligibility, he is homegrown in nation. So Alban Lafont, who's not homegrown in nation, will be leaving, and this guy will be coming in who is homegrown in nation. If we have a look at the transfer centre for future transfers arranged, that is the only one. We have also got Simonovsky that's going to be leaving at the end of his contract. Romeo Lavia has completed his £55 million move to Manchester City, of course. From a finance perspective, we're £59 million in the red in terms of our bank balance. Transfer budget, we've obviously the fee for the new goalkeeper. I forget his name. I'm going to have to get used to his name. What is his name? Colombo. There you go. That's an easy one to remember. The fee for him, by the way, is £45.5 million. So, yeah, that £45.5 million has come out of this. We've had money given to us where players we sold have now played 50 games and things like that. But we've also had to send money out, like Ray and Shirky. For example, we had to send 10 or 20 million pound out because he'd played a certain amount of games. So at the moment, our transfer budget is 38.6 million and our wage budget is still 3.9. We've got like nearly, I think it's about £480,000. Yeah, £484,000 left in the wage budget. And what I want to do as well, I want to show you the Bundesliga table because we are in a great position. We've already qualified for the Europa League. Now, when I was thinking top four qualify for the Champions League, because we did also get the emails come through from the board and the supporters that we've hit the club vision of qualifying for the Champions League. And there's 9 games left, so that's 27 points. By Leverkusen, if you add 27 points to them, that's 67. They can't catch us. So basically, we can't finish lower than 4th. But we've not had budgets. And this also says Europa League. When I then re-looked at it, I then realised that the top 3 are guaranteed Champions League football. It's usually 4th as well, but that's dependent on the Europa League winner. So, in essence, we have already qualified for the Champions League. But if we beat Union Berlin in the second game of today's episode, then that should confirm us as qualifying for the Champions League, and that's when we should get budgets. So by the end of this episode, there's every chance we're going to know what our budgets are for next season, and also, providing we get through against Juventus, we'll know our pathway to the Champions League final. So without any further ado, let's get to the Matchday Centre and let's play the second leg against Juventus. Here we go then with the team news, and Espinosa and Carnevali are still 1 yellow card away from a suspension. We have got Carolot out injured still. He's back in about 2 weeks' time. And Aladdin Sahin has had long-term injuries, out for another probably 2 months by the time he gets match fit again. So the team we go into battle with against Juventus: Oberle in goal, Carnevale left back, Espinoza right back, Ziris and Kalinski as our centre backs, Sparhu, Freitas and Bode in the central midfield positions, Shirky behind Rios and Erez Levi. So let's get into the game. Like I say, 2-1 lead from the first leg. We would be expected to see this through, I think. Juventus obviously are a very good side. I mean, when you look at I had an email come through about who the pundits think are going to win this game, and they were very split. It was like 37% Juventus, 35% us, and the rest for the draw. Right, here we go. Shirky with the first highlight. He loses the ball in the midfield, and Juventus can come forward now. They're in a dangerous position. Oh, that's just gone wide. And it is wide as well. It weren't a save. But that was very dangerous from Juventus in the opening 5 minutes. Carnevale with a corner now. Puts the ball in. Oh, it's a goal. Christian Sparhu from the corner. It's his 11th goal of the season, folks. He's got, I think it's 6 from penalties, 5 from open play. He is a lovely, lovely player. Right, we have another highlight. It's with us again. Kalinski now has the ball, gives it to Ziris. Them two really forming a good partnership at the back. Ziris now to Carnevale. Freitas has now lost the ball in the mid. We need to be better in the midfield. We're losing the ball in there quite a bit. And Bode comfortably puts the ball back to Oberle, who gives it to Kalinski, to Espinoza. Brings it forward on this right-hand side. They're attacking forward. And now he's giving it away. I mean, seriously, what are we doing? Right, we win it back again. Rios. Rios. He's gone past his man. Shirky. Oh, Ryan Shirky. Could have made it 2-0. It is 1-0 on the night. 3-1 on aggregate. We do have that little bit of a buffer. But what we don't want is to give Juventus a goal early and giving them time to get that second goal. Right, Espinoza then wins it back. Gives it to Kalinski, to Bode. Finds Freitas, to Rios. Back to Sparhu, to Freitas. Playing the ball around well. Keeping it obviously very centrally because we are playing that diamond formation. Freitas now gives it to Rios. Oh, Rios. Could have got your first goal of the game. Right, we have a throw in. Carnevale to Bode. He gives it to Erez Levi. Espinoza, Brian Espinoza, second goal of the season for him. Clearly, he's not known for his goals that he scores. He's more of an assist maker than anything else. But that is 2-0 on the night. It's 4-1 on aggregate. And that's on just 21 minutes. We are playing well. We are doing the job. Espinoza to Levi now. He pulls it back to Kalinski, to Ziris. Switching play quite slowly and methodically, but Rios into the box. Carnevale picks up the loose ball from the tackle. Now it's with Thiago Freitas to Ziris. Bode. Oh, and he couldn't quite find that ball to Ray and Shirky. But we win it back again. And now Erez Levi is through. Erez Levi with his 12th goal of the season. It's 3-0 on the night, folks. It's 5-1 on aggregate. Can I call it job done? Is that arrogant? Is it being overconfident? Am I underestimating Football Manager by saying that? But surely from a 3-0 lead in the game, a 5-1 lead over the 2 legs, or leg and a half, surely we have got the job done now. All we need to do is just be sensible in this second half. Don't throw anything away. They've made a substitution as well. Clearly their manager is very unhappy with their first half performance. 65% possession as well. 90% pass completion at the moment, which surprises me considering how we've been giving the ball away. And what I think I might do now, actually, let's just play it to the 65th minute. And then what I think I'm going to do now is Espinoza can come off because I am conscious he's on a yellow card. And Kennedy Nar can come on. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take Carnevale off as well. Gaston Nunez can come off for him. They're both a yellow card away from a suspension. I don't want them getting suspended when we're in a position of real strength, let's be honest. Right, we're going to make our next set of substitutions. I think we're going to go in the midfield. Raphael Bode can come off. Dijon Kamiri can come in for him. And Caicedo can come on for Ray and Shirky, who is not really impressed. I'm struggling to get behind him with this central midfield role. And I think I need to make a decision going forward into next season of, am I keeping this tactic? At the moment, I'm kind of thinking I probably will. Right, Sparhu can come off and we'll just... I have actually got someone... Oh, Kennedy Nar. I haven't got anyone that can come on there, though. Right, we'll leave him where he is. Freitas can come off and Baumgartner can come on for him. But yeah, I need to make a decision on this tactic because obviously I need to know what I'm recruiting for in the summer, because this tactic means we don't really need the wingers that we've got. That's the end of the game. We've won the game 3-0 on the night, 5-1 on aggregate. That is how you handle a two-legged tie, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Chelsea are through against Leipzig, 3-2 on aggregate. Man City are out to Benfica, 4-3. They've gone out. Salzburg have gone out to PSG as well. That's a huge one. Man City going out. That is a massive one. They obviously put us out in the quarterfinals last season. Right. At some point, we will probably have the draw. When we do, I'll bring you that. But otherwise, we'll get to the game against Union Berlin. Welcome back to part 2. And before we get into the actual game, I just want to show, because Bayern Munich have absolutely fallen apart at this point of the season. They're in absolute freefall at the moment. They've just got out of the Champions League as well. I can feel a bit of empathy with them because they beat Liverpool in the home leg. I think it was 2-0 they beat them, and then they lost the away leg 6-1 and went out 6-3 on aggregate. And Liverpool have done that to me in the past, as you all know. But if we have a look at Bayern's schedule, for example, I mean, look at this. This is terrible. We started the route when we beat them here 2-0. I thought, oh, what an achievement. Beating Bayern Munich always feels good. But then they lost in the DFB Pokal quarterfinal to Köln. Then they drew in the Bundesliga to Union Berlin, who we play today. Away from home they were then. Then they drew 0-0 with Monaco before beating Bayer Leverkusen 3-1 and then beating Monaco in the Champions League second leg for that knockout thing 3-1. But then a 0-0 draw against Freiburg, a 2-2 draw against Eintracht Frankfurt, a 1-0 defeat against Wolfsburg, the 3-2 defeat, 3-2 win. So they won 3-2 in the first one, not 2-0. But 3-2 win against Liverpool. Then they lost 3-2 to Schalke and 6-2 to Liverpool. Their season has just crumbled. It's fallen apart. But in terms of the actual league itself, if we have a look at the full league table, 25 games played, as you can see, we have only conceded 9 goals in the league this season in 25 games. Now, I've had a little look back on what the best defensive record is in the Bundesliga since this save started, and it's Bayern Munich with 13 goals. I don't think we're going to quite be good enough to restrict teams only scoring 3 goals or less against us in the remaining 9 games. But either way, what a defence. And bearing in mind, out of these 9 goals as well, 4 of those goals were in one game against Hamburg. So we conceded pretty much half of the goals we've conceded for the entire season in one game. We are a really, really good defensive team. Right, in terms of the Champions League as well, the draw takes place just before we play Bayer Leverkusen away from home in the next game. So what we'll do is after the game against Union Berlin, we will go straight to the draw for the quarterfinals and semi-finals of this competition. Right, here we go. This is the team we're going out with. We've got Oberli in goal, Carnevali left back, Espinoza right back, Ziris and Kalinski in the centre of defence, Sparhu, Freitas and Bode. Fontas comes in for Ray and Shirky with Rios and Levi up top. Let's get into it. And we should win this game, especially the fact that we're at home as well. We would be the bookies' favourites to win it. But as we've seen, Union Berlin are no mugs. Even though they are quite low down in the table, they are 14th in the table at the moment. They did get a draw against Bayern Munich. So, like I say, they are no mugs. Sparhu now gives it to Espinoza, to Levi. Erez Levi with a goal. The referee's got his finger in his ear hole. It could be a goal for Erez Levi. It could also be another assist of Brian Espinoza, who I think is on the verge of becoming, it's disallowed, but he's on the verge of becoming breaking the record for the most assists in a season. So, which I'm not surprised about. It seems like he's assisting in every game, quite honestly. Right, here's Sparhu to Freitas, to one Rios. Good save by the goalkeeper. Rios with an opportunity there. We have a corner. Freitas will take it from the left-hand side. Puts the ball into the box. Keeper punches it out. Comes to Ricard Fontas. He's gone back to Freitas. They clear their lines again. Carnevale picks up the loose ball, but the highlight comes to an end. All the pressure in these opening 10, 11 minutes have been from us, with a goal disallowed already. Espinosa to Kalinski. Here we come with the ball going forward on the right-hand side with Brian Espinosa, our assist king, of course. Erez Levi tries to find someone but couldn't. Union Berlin have cleared their line, but again, it just comes straight back to us and we then start attacking them again. Freitas to Juan Rios. Oh, he's gone down. Oh, it's not a penalty. But that is a free kick. Wow. How is that a free kick, but that's not a penalty? I absolutely refuse to believe that Juan Rios took a dive there. I do not train my players to take a dive. I mean, if it helps to get a penalty and score a goal, I have no problem with that. I'll just be clear. But 25 minutes into the game, Union Berlin have not even had a shot at goal yet, let alone one on target. 74% possession. We need to be getting a goal. We need to be scoring, because you can't have this amount of domination and not make the most of it. Right, Levi now has the ball. It looked like he was going to use Espinosa, but he didn't. I mean, he's still going now. It's like a freight train there, is Levi. Look at him go. Oh, and he just gives it away pathetically, really. Right, win the ball back. Here's Spahu. Come on, boys. Let's just get a goal, shall we? Kalinski to Bode, to Juan Rios. Erez Levi, surely Erez Levi scores. It's his 13th goal of the season. It's his second goal in this episode. He does like to put on a show for you guys. He knows how much we all love him, really. Even those that don't like to admit it. Right, here come Union Berlin with the ball. That just seemed a bit of a waste of an opportunity, really. They had the ball, they had the opportunity to attack, and just a meaningless punt upfield. I mean, that is disgusting football, quite honestly. But here's Espinosa on the right-hand side, loses the ball. Not happy with that. They can now start to attack us, and they've got a player through. Kim Ju Chan. Thankfully, he didn't make the most of that opportunity. I think it was offside as well, actually. Oh, no, it's gone out for a throw. That is their first shot at goal. Erez Levi's been the man of the match so far. Goal disallowed, a goal that has stood. It's 1-0 at half-time. I'm thinking that's not enough. We need to be doing better than 1-0 at half-time. The thing is, though, with how good our defensive record's been, you fancy us to keep clean sheets. And now I've said that, they're going to go and score from this, aren't they? A dirty long throw into the box. Oh, I told you they're going to score now, didn't I? It's almost as if I played this game before. Kalinski own goal is what it's gone down as. And this is why, again, this is why I say we have to be taking our chances. Because we have absolutely dominated and it's 1-1. Carnevale is not having a particularly good game. I think I'm going to take him off and we'll bring Kennedy Nahr on in his place. I have used Kennedy Nahr a couple of times in that defensive midfield position as well, because he can play there, and because I had Ott out and I think Spahu was suspended for a game or two. Kalinski obviously not having a particularly good game either. Right, here's Bode now with the ball. Gives it to Espinosa on this right-hand side. Kalinski to Espinosa. Can he go past his man and get a crossing? He's not tried so far. He's cut inside. Gives it to Freitas. Here's Kennedy Nahr. And Juan Rios with the goal. Kennedy Nahr with the assist. It seemed to be very much in slow motion, that. It seemed a very odd goal, but Kennedy Nahr just seemed to have acres of space. No one wanted to go towards him. And in the end, he just kind of thought to himself, well, do you know what? If no one's going to do anything, then I'll just take the shot. Right, Gaipo can come on for Kalinski because, like I say, he's not having a particularly good game. Neither is Ricard Fontes in this position. So I think we'll bring Caicedo on in his place. And then I think with the midfield, we'll probably take Freitas off and bring Granelli on for him. That means we've done 4 substitutions so far. We've got 1 more left to use should we need to. We should be winning by more than 2 goals. That annoys me as well, because now it means we've conceded 10 goals in the league this season. I can't have the bragging rights. Right, Renzo Drago can come on for Espinosa. Because, of course, we also had Espinosa and Kalinski with 1 yellow card away from suspension in the league. Right, we have another highlight in added time. There's 4 minutes to be added on. We're in the first minute of that. Here's Caicedo. Levi's through, but Levi couldn't score. Right, another highlight. We're getting more highlights in adding time than we've had in the second half, I think. Right, they flick it on, but Ziris picks up the loose ball. What can he do with it? He gives it to Spahu, to Caicedo, to Rafael Bode, to Erez Levi. gives it to Renzo Drago out on this right-hand side. I mean, he's no Espinosa, as we've seen there. And now Union Berlin can come forward. This could be an equaliser for Union Berlin, and it is. It is 2-2. The referee's going to review it. I doubt he's going to disallow it because it's against us, not for us. He's not disallowed it. It is 2-2. Union Berlin have pulled level, and we have been poor. We have been so poor. That is not good enough. It really isn't. And we're kind of lucky we're in a position where we can afford to slip up in the league, because Bayern have beaten Hertha Berlin 5-1. Leipzig have not played today, so they've got a game still to play. They've gone to 58 points, but they'll still be 11 points behind us with 8 games to play. So we are in a fortunate position in the league. Right, let's cut now to the Champions League quarter-final and semi-final draw. So, quarter-finals. If I've got a choice, I want either Benfica or Sevilla in the next round. If I could avoid anybody, I'd rather avoid Barcelona and Real Madrid, let's be honest. Right, first up, out of the hat is Sevilla. We want them. They have been drawn against Real Madrid. Well, at least we've avoided Real Madrid, I suppose. Borussia Dortmund, next out of the hat. Who are we? I don't want an English club. Give me Benfica. Please, Football Manager, give me Benfica. We've been drawn against Paris Saint-Germain. Okay, I don't mind that. I'll take that. Barcelona will play Liverpool, and Chelsea will play. Of course, Chelsea get the easy tie, didn't they? I say that, Benfica are probably going to go on and win the Champions League now. Right, let's get into the semi-final draw then. Who's first out of the hat? It's Sevilla or Real Madrid against Borussia Dortmund or PSG. I'll tell you what, if we're winning the Champions League this season, we would have earned it. Juventus in the round of 16. PSG in the quarterfinals, Real Madrid in the semi-finals, and then one of these lot in the final. Oh, do you know what? I was really confident of their chances of winning the Champions League before. Now I've seen that draw, I'm less confident, I have to admit. Let me know in the comments if you think we can do it this season. But in terms of the schedule, the way that lines up now is we will probably come back. I mean, Schalke are fourth, and they are our nearest and dearest rivals in terms of geographically speaking. So I think what we do in the next episode, we come back for the second leg against PSG and the game against Schalke. And what I'll do is the same as what I've done for the last couple of seasons. I'll do a highlights package of the first leg against PSG, so you get to see exactly what happened in that game. And I'll play Bayer Leverkusen, Freiburg and Wolfsburg off camera. Right, that seems like a plan. Let's have a look at the budgets for next season. And we have got a £104 million transfer budget. That is huge, because I can turn that into a lot of money. There will also be players leaving as well to up that. So when we look at it in total, it's a £104 million transfer budget with £652,000 in the wage budget already as well. We've got our backup goalkeeper coming along. My plan of action for next season's transfer special, I suppose, is that I need to concentrate on building up. The first team squad we've got here, I am happy with. I think we've got a great squad. It's about building up the backup to that and making sure they're homegrown, because we are struggling with the whole homegrown situation this season. So we need to make sure that's not a problem. And if we look at the squad, in terms of the homegrown status, Pavesi will be under 21 anyway, so that is one we can disclude. But we've got 5 players that are homegrown at club, and Simonovsky will be leaving, so that's 4 players that are homegrown at club. So really, the likes of Rutten, Drago, Nunes and Baumgartner, we really need to keep around. And then the likes of Sparhu, Sahin, Ziris, take Lafont out of this and chuck in a new goalkeeper. We then need to get rid of a couple of other players that we can then bring in homegrown at nation players for. So yeah, it's all going to start taking shape fairly soon, and we will be back tomorrow for PSG in the quarter-final of the Champions League. I'll see you there for that one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.